I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Today I want to talk a little bit about how a CIS student should dress. At our campus, we're so lucky we don't have to have or follow a uniform code. However, we do have a dress code. So I want to talk to you a little bit today about the do's and don'ts of our dress code, giving you some examples and some rules and guidelines to go by. Before you leave in the morning and as you're getting ready and you look in the mirror each day, or whomever you love looks at you, there are 3 general guidelines that you should follow in order to tell whether you're in dress code or not. We want all of our CIS leaders to be neat. We want them to be clean. And here's a new word that you might not know. We want you to dress modestly. And you might say, Ms. Stevens, what does modest mean anyway? That's new to me. When we're talking about modest and we're speaking of dress code, we're talking about conservative clothing, not too over the top. You can't wear anything that's too distracting or wild in any way. We want to make sure that it's proper and decent. And again, we do have limits on our dress code. We don't have uniform code, but we need to follow some specific guidelines in order to make sure that we are dressing like a CIS leader. Here are some more specific guidelines on the way a CIS student should dress. This is a list of what's not allowed, and if you look at them, you can see that they're pretty much common sense. These are all things that are pretty distracting as far as clothing. And we'll talk about some specific dress code issues, starting from the top and going all the way to the bottom. These are the guidelines for dress code at the top. This is from the waist up, and it talks about your hair, head coverings, shirts, and jewelry, and any accessories. Here are some examples and non-examples of what's allowed in our CIS dress code. As you look at the boy on the left, although his haircut's very cute, it's not allowed because one of our guidelines is that hair can't fall below the eyes. The girl with the blue hair at the top, although that's also very cool, not allowed because it's considered a non-natural and exotic color. Now the boy underneath the blue hair, although his hair sticks up, it's just a very cool hairdo, he is well within dress code and that's allowed. If you look at the black spaghetti strap shirt next to the girl with the blue hair, you'll see that that is not allowed because it doesn't follow our guideline of having a wider strap at the top. The girl underneath it, however, she's got wider straps at the top of her sleeveless shirt, and that is perfectly okay. The same way with the girl with the white shirt and the black collar. Although it doesn't come all the way down to the tips of her shoulders, it is a wider band and it is allowed. And of course, the boy with the sunglasses and the hat, that's not allowed except for on special days. All right, now that we've seen some examples of what's allowed and what's not allowed at the top, there are also some things that we need to talk about from the waist down, and these were considered the way a CIS student should dress at the bottom. The first thing is wind or bike shorts are not allowed, and here are some examples of what wind shorts and bike shorts look like. But also the nylon running shorts that are very short for joggers are not allowed as well. Those are also considered in the wind short category. Two other things that are not allowed in our CIS dress code, one of them are pajama bottoms. They're never allowed at school, although they are very comfortable. We might earn the privilege of wearing pajamas to school, or maybe as an incentive or a fundraiser, but until that time, you leave those pajama bottoms at home. Another thing is that shorts cannot be too short. The way we determine that is we take a driver's license or something similar size, like a gift card or a credit card, and we put it up against the knee. And if the shorts are shorter than that length, then they are not allowed at CIS. Leggings are allowed at school, but they still have to follow some certain guidelines. So girls, when you wear leggings, make sure you keep in mind that leggings are allowed, but any shirt or shorts or skirts that you might wear over the leggings must follow the card rule. That means if we put a gift card or a credit card or a driver's license card size up against your knee, it should not be shorter than that length. So please check that and know that rule. A couple of more rules to remember about pants is that pants that are too baggy or too loose are not allowed. Also, if you look at the picture of the girl with the holes and frays in her pants, although very, very cute, very stylish, you need to keep those at home and wear those on the weekend or in afternoons, because any pants with holes, rips, or tears or frays are not allowed. Even if you wear leggings or something underneath it, it's just not allowed in your clothing. Okay, when we're talking about shoes, we allow shoes only at CIS. We don't allow Heelys or any type of shoe with a wheel, and we don't allow slippers. We might earn that day where we can wear slippers to school, but until that time, they do not follow dress code. Now, shoes include flip-flops, cowboy boots, tennis shoes, flats, sandals. Just make sure that they don't have wheels and they were intended to be shoes and not as a toy or a slipper. Okay, here's a little recap about dress code from the waist down. As you look at all four examples, the girl on the left with the denim shorts, she is perfectly in dress code. If I were to use that card guideline and put it up against her knee and see if her shorts were too short, they look great. The second guy, of course, his pants are too baggy. We don't allow that at CIS. The third example from the left, great stylish pants. Those are all the rage and they're in every mall and every store. But they're not allowed at CIS because, again, we want to be neat, clean, and modest in our dress. And finally, the last example, the one on the right, with the Heelys, that's not allowed at school. Now, we can have you remove the wheel, and as long as the wheel does not go back into the shoe during the school day, well, then those are allowed. Okay, now that I've shown you some examples, you can see in the dress code guidelines that they really fall into three big categories. When you ask yourself, is what I'm wearing today, does it meet dress code? You should say, is it neat? Is it clean? And is it modest? If you follow those three basic guidelines, you can't go wrong. Okay, hopefully you understand some of the basic guidelines of our CIS student dress code. I didn't cover all of them, but just the big issues that we usually see whenever kids have dress code violations. I sent home a copy of the dress code to all the students. So students, you can see and you can read all the specific guidelines, or much more than what I discussed today. We understand that some students are lucky just to get dressed in the morning, and if there's any student that can't follow the student dress code at our campus, then we want to know. We'll do anything we can do to help. If your clothes aren't clean, we can make sure that you have clean clothes. If you have problems getting the right type of clothes, maybe you're borrowing clothes, or maybe you're using older sister's clothes or older brother's clothes, just let us know. If you need help, just ask. We want all of our CIS leaders to dress the way a CIS leader should dress.
Happy birthday from CIS to you. We wish it was our birthday so we can party too. Hey! Students, don't forget to stop by the office and get your birthday pencil on Friday. Let's make it a wonderful Wednesday, but remember, the choice is yours.